Yeah, so there are a series of very large explosions here in the capital in the last hour. We understand now that Israel hit 2 locations in central Beirut simultaneously. They appear to be targeted assassination strikes, taking out specific apartments in residential buildings. Again, in downtown Beirut, this is an area that is not covered by the blanket evacuation warnings that have been given, the forced evacuation orders for the Dahia, Beirut's southern suburbs, or indeed much of southern Lebanon. We don't yet know who the target of those assassination strikes were, but it is the continuation of a pattern that we have seen across Beirut in the last 2 weeks when Israel has been hitting in the middle of the night areas in downtown, hotels on the waterfront, residential apartment blocks, and targeting specific individuals with these smaller munitions. But of course, the impact on civilians, on neighbours is severe. We've seen in a number of these strikes that witnesses and bystanders have been killed and injured in these attacks. Now, in the south of the country, there has been an enormous number of airstrikes today as we're seeing that Israeli ground invasion expand. These airstrikes are providing support to Israeli troops that are operating on the ground, particularly concentrated in areas like Khiam and also Tyre.
Yeah, and as Israel expands its ground offensive in the south, Heidi, thousands of residents there have been forced to evacuate their homes. What's been happening to them?
Yeah, so there's been a recent evacuation order for the entirety almost of the city of Tyre, except for just a small sliver down by the Corniche on the coastline. Everybody else has been told that they need to leave their homes immediately under threat of Israeli airstrikes. Now, this is a city that before the war was home to 50,000 people, a number of UNESCO World Heritage sites, and there's also the surrounding areas which have also been given this forced evacuation order, a number of long-standing Palestinian refugee camps. So once again, we've got people being given an order by the Israeli military in the middle of the night, fleeing their homes, getting in their cars with, whatever they can grab. The highways are blocked. The Christian area and the coastline in Tyre is extraordinarily busy as people are, seeking safety wherever they can. But I think what we have seen here in Beirut just in the last couple of minutes, though, is that leaving those areas where the forced evacuation orders have been given is no guarantee of safety.